What's up, my friends? Matthias here again with a little tutorial for you. I thought I'd just start off the new year 2020 with a kind of a fun video for me at least. And this is something that I really like to do. And maybe someone out there is struggling with this or wondering how to do this properly. And so I just thought we'd play around with it a little bit. So what we're talking about here is going to be glitching. So pretty much vocal glitching. I think in this video, I'm mostly going to cover stutters, kind of. You know, when the vocal is kind of chopped, like that kind of stuff. Maybe we'll pitch it around a little bit and see what we end up with. I have not done any planning for how this is going to be, so I'm just going to wing it a little bit and see what we end up with. So this is the part that we're going to be glitching something in. Okay, so let's take a look at this vocal. So let's do something with all here. So basically what I like to do is, let's chop up all first. Cut that out so it's its own little slice. And let's take 64 notes, quantize, so I can, so I have like the opportunity or the ability to cut this part up into 64 bits. And that's what I'm going to be doing. So if you want, you can do it like this in Cubase, but that can be time consuming. So if you hold Alt, it'll cut the entire thing up in equal slices while you click it. So hold Alt, click it, and bam, you have the entire audio event sliced up into the quantization that you chose up here. Very handy thing. So let's see what, if we do something like this, let's see what we get. Okay, so that was a bit too fast for me. So let's try to cut out 32s. Okay, so let's try this instead. We are all... And like sometimes I enjoy doing stuff like this. So you slice up, so this is going to be a pitch down, kind of like a pitch slide. So what I do is I cut up the piece or the word that I want to pitch slide. Then you right click while holding Control on a PC and in Cubase. And then you go to pitch shift here under processes. And here you have something called envelope. If you're at transpose, it's just going to shift the entire thing, which is not what I'm after here. So we're going to envelope and reset here. Hopefully it hasn't changed it now. No. Okay, and then what we can do here is we have this little place where we can add these kind of markers. So we can move this like right down like that. And if we don't want it to pitch down from the beginning of the words, because now it's going to sound like this. That could be cool if you want it that way. But I want to keep a little bit of the word to be like how it was. So then we can make another marker like this and keep it in the middle. And now it's going to do the normal pitch up until this point, and then it's going to go straight down. And then down here, we have algorithms for the pitch shift. And these all sound different. So depending on what kind of sound you're after, a different one of these ones might give you the desired result. So sometimes you'll have to click around and see which one you prefer. I actually haven't learned completely which one that does what, but I do know roughly what I want. So I usually just click around between the ones that I usually use, and eventually I find the right one that I know does what I wanted. So let's just try a few different ones and see what they sound like. Let's try polyfast. That one's a bit faster, you could hear it. Let's try complex. And then we can take like solo musical. And this is very much more, or this is a lot more noticeable, the difference between these, if you do it on like distorted guitars or something. But let's try this one. I think the mix fast is pretty cool. Maybe a bit. Actually, let's do it like this. Then we can have it go down a little bit faster. Okay, this is starting to sound really bad. Let's just do that. And let's try polymusical. Okay, polycomplex. You can do it really fast too, like. But what you can also do if you remove time correction, it will actually stretch the vocal as well. So it kind of slows down instead, which can be also a pretty cool effect. But if you don't like any of this and you want kind of a slow down effect instead, or like a tape stop, let's just go back to the original version here. Wow, I did quite a few of these changes. There we go. Then you can use tools like, if you use Cubase anyways, the full version, you should have something called Loop Mesh. I think there's a ton of free plugins that do exactly what this does, but in this one you have something here called Tape Stop. Very easy to use. And here you can change how fast you want the plugin to do stuff. So this is kind of the notation or the quantization. So let's check it out. And let's try this one. And then you can change it to slower if you want. That was a bit too slow. Like that. That's kind of a Memphis May Fire kind of vibe to it. So let's try and add this to the last one. Okay, that was a bit too. Let's try the other one. Okay, so let's try that. And to make that stick to the vocal, because right now I'm not actually adding anything, I'm just kind of trying the sound. So if we want that to actually happen while just pressing play without me having to click this button, we click Write Automation here. And then we play it. Like that. Remove the right automation, otherwise you might add stuff you don't want. Then you can go, if you click A, while this track that you did this on is highlighted, you get this little extra bar popping up here. Then if you click on the volume here, you can see Loop Mash Effect Group 1. The ones with a star next to it is the one that you actually made some automation to. And automation is basically kind of like a MIDI action that happens so you don't have to click it every time. Basically, it tells the computer that click this button or do this thing when you pass this place in the song. Very effective stuff to use. So then you can see here, this is where I clicked the button, tape stop 1. And this represents the button not being clicked. So this tells the program that the tape stop is not active. And here the tape stop is active. And over here is where the tape stop button is released. So let's check it. Actually, if I have this open, you'll see the program click this button by itself, I think. Yeah, you could see it right there. So that's a handy thing to do. So now I showed you a little bit of automation if you don't know about that. So let's check it in context. And here I could have made like a wind-up effect if I wanted to. So kind of, because the tape stops here, right? So I could have done like that. Well, you could do that much more nicer than I did right there, but that's just like a million things, or a few of the million things that you can do with glitching and modulating your vocals to sound more interesting in context of the production and the song. I mean, sky's the limit. Your creativity is what sets your limitations, really. There are so many things you can do, and these are a few of them. I have a lot of videos planned about vocal glitching in different ways, and vocal effects, and also effects for synths and drums, and a lot of that kind of stuff. So I'm very excited to share all of that with you, and let me know if this was helpful. And if you think this kind of stuff is interesting and you want to learn more, because I have a ton of stuff like this that I just love this kind of stuff. So for me, it's just a lot of fun to do. Well, hope you took anything away from this and that it was valuable to you. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and down below in the description, I have a link to my FX impact sample pack, where it's like bass drops, impacts, snare bombs, and other good stuff that I use in pretty much any metal production. I can show you a quick demonstration of what they can sound like. So this is a few of them. They're kind of low in volume right now, but I use these in pretty much any production, and I have more of them, but I'm not sure if I used all of them in this one. But there's a lot of cool stuff in there that I think you might enjoy, and they can help your productions to really level up and sound more interesting and impactful. So yeah, have a great day. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate you hanging out with me like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye-bye.